I'm Carrie with 42 Fitness, and today we're going to be making wonton cups. And basically what it is, it's an egg roll that's not wrapped up and it's not fried, because we're going to use wonton wrappers, and we're going to bake them in a muffin tin, and then we're going to fill them with basically the same filling that you would get in an egg roll. And the great thing about this recipe is you can adapt it for whatever ingredients you happen to have on hand. So today we're going to be using ground turkey, a chopped onion, a head of cabbage, some garlic, salt and pepper, and the magic ingredient, hoisin sauce. And you can just get this at your local grocery store, and it's a Chinese cooking and dipping sauce. That's what the jar says. And the first thing that we need to do is to go ahead and chop up our vegetables, which I've already done most of. I've got the onion here, and it's just a rough cut, chopped, diced kind of cut. And then I've got most of the cabbage done, but I'm just going to show you. You want it to be thin sliced, because what we're going to do is we're going to cook the chicken or turkey or whatever meat we're going to have, and have it already done, and then we're going to put the cabbage in there. And so we don't want it to take a long time because we don't want the meat to be overcooked. So just make sure that you slice it pretty thin. And I just cut the cabbage into half and then quarters, and that's what I'm chopping up now. And there you go. And I'm just going to throw that, those are some big pieces, that's why I went ahead and cut those in half. I'm just going to put that in a bowl with the rest of the cabbage, and then we'll move over and start the wontons in the oven. Okay, so the first thing you need to do is make sure your oven's on, and for these wonton wrappers you're going to need it at 350, and I've already turned ours on, so it's going. And then you're going to spray the muffin tin. And ordinarily I would do this over the sink or over the dishwasher, but today I'm going to do it right over the stove. And it just needs to be a light coating, because remember, there's calories in this, even though it says 0 calories. And really all this does is to help crisp them up so that they're not soggy. We're gonna have that nice crunch when we pull them out of the oven. And then you're gonna take one wonton wrapper and put it over the cup. And I have this wonderful measuring cup that fits right down in there, so it'll push them down in and get us a nice little cup in there. And you have to push it the rest of the way down, because what you want is the bottom to be nice and flat, because these will actually, when we're done, they'll pull them out and they can sit flat on the plate. Also, the more contact it has with the metal, the more crispy parts we're going to have. I'm just going to go ahead and do the rest of these, and then we'll move on. Got all the wonton wrappers in the muffin tins now, and I'm just going to spray them with the nonstick spray again. And again, this just takes the place of the oil that you would ordinarily fry the egg rolls in, so it helps to get them nice and crispy. And once that's done, then we're going to put them in the oven at 350, and it's going to take about 5 minutes. And you want to make sure that you check them pretty close to the 5-minute mark, because you don't want them to get burnt, and they'll burn pretty quickly. So I'm just going to go ahead and put these in the oven. Okay, now we're ready to make the filling for our wonton cups, and I'm just going to go ahead and put the turkey in the skillet. You've seen us use the cast iron skillets before, and this is a well-seasoned one, so I don't have to worry about putting any spray in there or anything. No oils needed for this. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in there. I'm going to put the onion in with it because it takes a little longer to cook, so just put all that in there together. And I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of salt and pepper, because we want the chicken, the turkey, the pork, whatever we're going to be using, to have some flavor too. So there's some salt, a little bit of pepper, we'll let these cook, and then we'll add the cabbage after the turkey's done. Okay, so the turkey's almost done, the onions are getting soft, and now I'm just going to add in the cabbage. And the cabbage is going to take not nearly as long as the onion and the turkey. So, partly because we cut it really thin. So we're going to let that cook there. Also, the moisture from the cabbage will help loosen some of the turkey that's stuck to the bottom of the pan, and we'll be able to get all of that, the good tasty bits off the bottom of the pan. Okay, the cabbage is almost, well, it's about halfway done, and we need to go ahead and add the garlic in, and we'll finish cooking the cabbage with the garlic and all of the other ingredients, except for the hoisin sauce that we'll add in a little while. And that was just a clove, maybe 2 cloves of garlic. We use ours, we buy it already minced in the jar, so it makes it a lot easier. Okay, our cabbage is cooked, and what you want to just make sure the cabbage, to make sure that it's done, is that it's soft and that some of the end pieces, the ones that are maybe a little thicker, are good and soft also, because we want this to fit down into the wonton cups. So this is done. I'm going to turn the heat off, and I'm going to pull this forward so I can reach it a little better. And then what we're going to do is add the hoisin sauce, and this is 3 tablespoons. It's a serving and a half, according to the jar. And you can add more or less depending on what your family likes. There's that. Get all of that in there that we can. And then we're just going to mix this up so that the sauce gets spread around over all of the cabbage and meat. And it can be a little thick, so you may need to add a little bit of water just to thin that sauce down, but if you're persistent and stir it, it will eventually spread out. Okay, I've pretty much got this mixed up, and now the only thing left to do is to go ahead and put this in the wonton cups. Now, to keep the calorie count down, what I've done is I've made 4 wonton shells for each one of us. So that's why there's 12, because there's 3 of us. And this is going to be more stuffing than we're going to be able to fit in those cups. So what we'll do is just put some on the plate beside the wonton cups and enjoy the stuffing without all of the calories from the wontons. Okay, our wonton cups are done. We've got the 4 wonton shells and we have the extra filling on the side. And these are just our low calorie, lower calorie version of egg rolls. And I hope you enjoy these as much as our family does.